everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong. A return in the Clásico is possible, but it's highly unlikely. Frenkie's probably going to return midway through November. What's up, coolers, and welcome back to Barca Dream Team. And today we're back again, this time to discuss Frenkie De Jong, as his injury looks to be more serious than we had thought. Frenkie could even miss the Clásico in October, and we're discussing it all here today. So we've got a lot to cover in today's video, guys, so let's get started.
So Frenkie did get some rest against Antwerp. He was subbed off around the 60th minute mark. Now that meant he was available to play against Celta at the weekend, but he couldn't manage the whole of the first half, coming off early for Gavi. It was a like-for-like change in midfield. Gavi slotted into the team, playing as the third midfielder in a 2-3-5 during build-up. And the club later confirmed that Frenkie is suffering from an ankle injury. Now, on the face of it, that didn't sound too bad, but De Jong turned up to the Ciutat Esportiva with crutches the other day. So the problem's clearly much worse than we had originally thought. And it's no surprise that Frenkie was left out of the squad last night against Mallorca.
So when you're looking at a time frame for the injury, we've got some big matches coming up, and reports have suggested a 5 to 7 week long period on the sidelines. And that would mean that Frenkie will miss the next 2 Champions League fixtures against Porto and Shakhtar, as well as difficult La Liga games against Sevilla and Athletic Club. A return in the Clásico is possible, but it's highly unlikely, meaning Frenkie's probably going to return midway through November. Now that's obviously a massive loss. Frenkie's out injured for the foreseeable future, and there's no real update on Pedri either. We could potentially be without both in the worst case scenario, so we're going to have to fight for every single point from now on. And that made our draw against Mallorca last night and the comeback against Celta Vigo on the weekend all the more important. The Celta game was crazy, but we managed to pick up the 3 points in the end. Do make sure to check that out as well.
So Xavi's got a real problem on his hands when it comes to our midfield options, because we have Gavi, Ilkay Gundogan, Oriol Romeu, and you could argue that Joao Felix is basically playing in midfield too. So assuming you stick with the 4-man box in midfield, surely we can't have all 4 of our available midfielders playing every minute of every game. We can't afford that. We can't afford to play all 4 and risk another injury, because then we'd be really stuck. But there is one solution.
When you take a step back, I was thinking that everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong so far this season. We've lost Ousmane Dembele. Araujo was injured early in the season. Pedri is still injured. We started the season with Serginho Dest and Sergi Roberto as our only right backs, and our 2 most irreplaceable, legendary players, Bussy and Jordi, both left the club. But all that has led to the development of Lamine Yamal. He's burst onto the scene. Koundé stepped in at right centre-back and he's massively improved his performances. Joao Felix has been a revelation. Cancelo's added the quality at right-back. Balde's looking like a seasoned veteran, and he's just committed his long-term future to the club. And Oriol Romeu has been as close to Busquets as we could have hoped for. He's an absolute machine. So when you pause and think about it like that, everything's kind of fallen into place here at Barca. We've overcome every obstacle. And when you pair that with the words of Xavi and how he's trying to prevent injuries, we should expect more rotation in the team. So could De Jong's injury mean an opening for Fermín López? Xavi's not forgotten about him, but he hasn't had a really nice run of minutes. So could we see Fermín step up and replace De Jong whilst he's out injured? In a scrappy game against Mallorca where we never really looked comfortable with the long grass and waterlogged pitch, Fermín had a great game. It was an amazing team goal. Lamine's pass into Rafinha, who'd already scored a screamer by that point. Rafinha's low cross into the danger area. Lewandowski with a perfect dummy, and Fermín's there finishing off the move and earning us the point. Now the question is, can he carry that momentum into the match against Sevilla on Friday? Could we see more minutes or possibly even a start?
So let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. What do you think about De Jong missing El Clásico? Also, how would you replace him until he comes back? If not Fermín, then who would you choose? Let us know down below. So if you like this video, guys, and you want to stay up to date with Xavi's Barca Dream Team, make sure to hit that notification bell. Subscribe to BDT, and we'll see you next time. Visca el Barça!